So my baby actually suggested that I do a mukbang while I talk to y'all about what I want to talk to y'all about. So before we get started, I do want to show y'all the food. We are having Chipotle and I'm trying the new, what is it, the cilantro lime sauce or whatever. So let me show y'all the food and then we're gonna get started. So this is the food. I have a chicken bowl with white rice, pinto beans, chicken, mild sauce, corn, and I think lettuce. They didn't have any sour cream and no cheese. So, and then obviously the new sauce and some hot sauce. So let's get started. Let me say my grace and then we can get started. God is good, God is great. Thank you for this food that's on my plate. To those who are less fortunate, please find a way and put food on my table. Jesus, name I pray, thank you, Lord, thank you, Jesus. Amen. So let's get started. I am so hungry. Actually, this is the first meal of the day. Okay. So what I want to talk to y'all about. Oh, I think it's cilantro ranch. It's good. That's good. So I'm gonna talk to y'all about a little encounter that we just had walking home from Chipotle. And we went to another store, but that's irrelevant. So we get our food. We go to the other store. We get everything we need to get. And we're walking home or whatever. So we get off the bus. We're crossing the street. I'm a known jaywalker. Like, I will cross in the middle of the street with no care in the world because I'm swift like that. I'm quick, you know. I don't really care. So we crossing the street, and I decide to do my infamous jaywalk. And I'm hungry too, so y'all gonna have to deal with it. So we crossing the street. We get like, it's not the middle of the street, but like it's not the place where you're supposed to walk on the corners, you know. So I cross over, and you know I'm thinking I got the right of way. Not really. There was some other cars coming in the other direction, so I just hurried up. Me and my baby, we just hurried up and crossed quickly. So the guy in the car, he's gonna shout out the window, "You're a dumbass." So I start laughing and I just start talking amongst me and my baby, you know, letting her know like people are fucking stupid, like, you know, they really need to learn emotional regulation. And then I came up with this bright idea. I need to talk to my people about this, you know, because emotional regulation will save your life. Like, you have to learn how to stay stoic, calm, relaxed, you know. You just must, because when you decide to blurt things out and get angry out in the street and hit somebody and do this and do that, that is one decision. You're one decision away from fucking your life up. And people will tell you, people who have made those split decisions, and don't mind that crack paint and all that. I'm getting that shit repainted and all that, so please do not mind that. Don't clock that. But yeah, like people will tell you, like people who have thrown their life away because of a split decision where they cannot control their emotions, those people end up in jail. Those people end up in situations that's so fucked up because you have no emotional regulation. Nobody has never taught you how to regulate your emotions, you know. So I want to use the example of boxing on how by you blurting things out in the street and making these haste moves and making these split decisions, how you're showing your weaknesses, right? This video is all about why you should learn to emotional regulate yourself. Because if you don't, you're fucked. I see it every day. going about my business. People blurting shit out in the street. Just like that guy. Like, whether you was upset at the fact that I crossed the street, you know, and you had the right of way, you didn't have to blurt anything out your car, right? That right there, he's showing his weaknesses. I would never want to be with a man who does shit like that. You can't control your emotions, and you think it's cute to blurt stuff out the window because somebody was crossing the street at the wrong time. You don't control the roads. It doesn't say your name on the fucking street. We all have to operate on this street. And yes, maybe I was wrong, right, for jaywalking, because you're not technically supposed to do that. But I did it anyway. You know, so you know that you're so angry you wanted to hit me with the car, and I would have laid there and I would have called 911 and said, "Oh, who did it? That car right there." Because you have to control yourself, right? You don't control people in the street. You don't control other cars. What you control is your motherfucking self, right? So, I want to use the example of boxing. When you blurt things out, or decide to hit someone, or just anything where you're not controlling your emotions and you're not calm and relaxed and stoic and centered, you're showing your weaknesses, right? Let's use the examples of boxing. You know why boxing is such a good sport? It's because if somebody's using their intuition, and then they're also using their physical strength, and then they're also using strategy against their opponent, and let's say your opponent keeps trying to hit you in the face, well, that's a weakness for them because they're letting their techniques be shown. Let's say they keep trying to go for body shots, stomach shots, your side shots. That's a weakness for them because now they have just let their technique be shown. You know? Let's see if somebody keeps trying to get you in the private area. That's a weakness for them because they are letting their technique be shown, right? So now you know, all right, well, they're gonna keep coming for my face. So now I'm gonna just block my face. So now you can go for body. You see what I'm saying? Like, life is like boxing. You have to learn how to be strategic. You have to learn how to emotional regulate. You have to learn how to know your weaknesses and your strengths. A lot of people only just know their strengths. They don't know their weaknesses. So when you blurt something out like that in the street, I know that you're a bitch ass nigga, and I would never want to be with nobody like you. And anybody that gets with you in your personal life, I feel sorry for her, because you're the type to be in the street mad about traffic and people crossing the street and whatever the case is, blurting shit out in the street. That's embarrassing. You have no compose. You're not self-composed. You're not centered. You're not stoic. You're not calm. You're not relaxed. In fact, you need therapy ASAP. So I just want to encourage y'all to emotional regulate yourself. Take deep breaths. Stop letting people have y'all out here triggered, hot, and bothered. When you're showing your weaknesses, somebody now knows how to hit you. And do you really want somebody to know how to hit you and where to hit you and what time to hit you at? I don't think so. Because at that point, you're fucked. So, this shit is so good, y'all. I'm sorry. So, the next time you think about blurting something out in the street, think twice. The next time you think about getting into a fight in the street. So yeah, let me say that part again. So the next time you think about blurting something out in the street, think twice. The next time you think about getting into a fight in the street, think twice. The next time y'all think about losing your motherfucking cool and composure and centeredness in the street or anywhere, think twice. There are people, I'm gonna say it again, I said it in the beginning of the video. There are people that are right now sitting in a jail cell or maybe in a hospital or somewhere that they don't want to be. But because they didn't think twice and they were not emotionally regulated, they let a split second decision change their life forever. Now I want to ask you a question before I go. Do you want that to be you? So, I'm going to end it here and finish my food and finish enjoying the day. I love you all so much. I hope and pray that this resonated with who it needs to. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.